And like I was saying, when white people have those statues of gnomes, fairies, trolls, dwarves, and other things in their yards, supposedly guarding their house, and every time you vibrate something negatively or you speak something negatively with the wrong intention or the wrong energy, those are the archons. Those are the lower vibrational beings that come from the beings of the Draco star system and different other star systems that are working together. Those are the beings that spread, that latch onto your tongue when the cars kiss like that. Those are the beings that make you do things that you don't want to do. They're gonna make you say no, thank you, at a in a way you don't want to say it, at the most specific moment in time to push that button. They're going to make you say that in a way you don't want to say it. Why do you think people say things that way? Why do you think people do things and say things at times that they don't want to do, like they're being controlled by something? It's body snatching. It's those demons jumping bodies and controlling you, making you say things, making you feel things. And all those archons, the lower vibrational beings, and those entities, those are all connected to every single technological device. They're connected to the lights in the skies. They're connected to your phone. They're connected to your computer, to your TV, every single machine, everything. So when you don't have the power over these machines and you're letting all those things dictate your life, what do you think you're doing? If you can look at yourself in the spiritual realm, you probably throw up. You probably have a heart attack. If most of us can see into the spiritual realm, we probably have a heart attack. For those of us that can see in the spiritual realm, we're the ones that are trying to tell you, you know, we are God. I'll say that. So we're the ones that are trying to tell you what you're doing wrong, what you're doing right. So everything you speak, everything you vibrate should be positive. And the only thing that can defeat those archons and those beings is the real fifth dimensional frequency. What am I talking about? There's different ways you can say things. Whether you're a fourth dimensional person, whether you have to knock on things or speak things 4 times, or you have to knock on things and speak things 5 times. There's a difference between us and between them. What I'm saying is the only thing that can defeat them is the real fifth dimensional frequency. That's the only thing that's going to get rid of them, and they know it. So when you do things and you operate in the fifth dimension and stay in your higher self all the time, no matter what you're doing, you're going to see who can't be there, who has to do something negatively, who needs to receive some sort of negative energy to bring you down in order for them to even attempt to say it. There's no such thing, like I mentioned in the previous video, there's no such thing as a fake fifth dimension. If there's a fake fifth, I'm not even going to say that. There's no such thing as a fake fifth dimension. So you're going to see who's not able to be there, no matter what. They may try. There's not even a 4.5 dimension, but they can't come to where we are, period. And we know it. That's why we look at them and we deal with what we deal with, you know. But that's the only thing that's going to defeat them. But those are the beings that latch onto your chakras and make you feel certain things, certain types of, like I said, it's like throwing in a fly, in a fly nest. That's what they're going to latch onto, and that's in your root chakra. So they're going to make you feel things that you don't want to feel. You may not even like some things, but you're going to like it right now. Not like it, but you're going to feel some type of way right now. Those are the demons jumping bodies and making you feel that. So be careful of your intentions all the time when you speak, when you talk, when you vibrate things. You know, just be careful what you do at all times, because everything you do, everything you touch, everything you watch, everything is everything. And there's entities connected to all that stuff if you're not doing it right. If you're doing it right, you have nothing to worry about. You do, but you don't. So be careful of your intentions. And when you have the right intentions, you'll catch the devil and its people running from you all the time. They'll have nowhere to go but to wait and keep pushing a certain button of yours or whoever you're connected to or people in your community and waiting for you to slip, waiting for that negative energy, waiting for you to say no thank you, or waiting for you to say certain things with the wrong voice, with the wrong intention. So they're waiting for you to slip up so they can latch onto that so they can breathe. Don't let them breathe. Don't let them breathe. So you're going to catch the devil and its people running from you. Be God in everything you do. Everything. Everything. Doesn't matter what it is. Be God in everything you do. So you're going to catch it running from you. And have the right intentions all the time and don't fall from grace, because that's, ultimately that's what they're waiting for you to do so you can reincarnate. One of the spiritual YouTubers that I'm really into, that is one of the first guys I started watching, no matter where I was at in my spiritual awakening, is Enoch the Freestyle Prince. And he came out with a video recently that said it best. He said, if you don't have the right intentions all the time, the spirit will leave you. You will fall from grace. Your higher self will leave you. I don't know if it's permanent. That's one thing I haven't figured out yet. That's one thing I'm going to have to meditate on. Because in Christianity, so-called Christianity, they say, oh yeah, their deity that's over that Bible will forgive you. Just repent. Give it your sins. Give it your bad energy so it can feed off that bad energy, because it's nothing but an archon. It's the chief archon that's in control of all these reptilians and dwarves and trolls and gnomes and all that stuff. But we know how to get rid of them, right? So it says repent and go through it and you'll be reborn again. But I don't know, for us in the spiritual community, the spirit will leave you. If you fall from grace, continue to fall from grace and do things with the wrong intention, and you're not living from your heart chakra, that's going to cleanse and magnify and allow you to go to your higher self and cleanse all of your chakras to live the right way in each chakra. I don't know. I mean, because I've fallen from grace. Like I said, I'm 12 years in, 13 years in, actually, my spiritual awakening. And the spirit has left me a couple of times. And I'm sitting here like, I do not want to be in this frequency. Like, what did I just do? It's not funny, but it is. It's kind of like being left alone. Like, when you're in the spirit, and the spirit is in you, it's your spirit, but it's the almighty spirit, because you are God. It's like nothing can faze you. But when you fall from grace, when you go back, you're dwelling in your root chakra, it's not a good feeling, especially when you've been awake and especially when you're doing everything right. But that's the archons. They're going to come at you even harder when you're awake. It's not a love tap, If it takes heavyweight punches continuously in the same spot to knock you down, that's what they're going to do. But that's not a good feeling, because the spirit will leave you. So make sure that your higher self stays with you and the almighty spirit stays with you and your spirit guides stay with you all the time. Stay who you are. Don't let that spirit leave you. And for them soulless beings, like I said, you'll catch the devil running from you. Stay in your higher self. Stay in the right energy. Stay in the right frequency. And tell them not to blink when you blink. And you're going to see who is really who. You're going to see who's wearing a mask and who isn't. Tell them not to blink when you blink. You're going to see them. Anyway. Yeah, I was thinking in other videos I said Eve was right for biting the apple in the Garden of Eden. Maybe it was man who bit the apple, that did the wrong thing, and maybe it was the woman that did the right thing, because the Bible teaches that women are at fault for everything. That's why they feel pain at childbirth. That's why people. That's how we found out we were naked. That's why sins and all that stuff. In Islam, women have to cover up. So maybe it's backwards, because the Bible has ancient African, Egyptian, it's from all over the world. They have some truths in there, but it's all for the wrong cause. They remixed it and made it their own. Said go through that deity. The Bible is not the truth. The Quran is not the truth. You can go all down the line. But maybe man bit the apple and did the wrong thing. So we're waiting to get our essence back as well. Women are looking at us the whole time like, what's this fool thinking? Right? You notice, as a man, you notice them looking at us sometimes like, and we're looking at them like, so like I said in the other video, when you take women away from their spirituality, the spirit comes through the woman, the flesh comes from the man, but the spirit comes through a woman to give birth. And when you take a woman away from that spirit, you're actually defeating us all. So be careful. But yeah, I was just thinking about that. But maybe it's all backwards, but we're all going to get our essence back. That's what we're in the process of doing right now. And I wanted to speak on the LGBTQ community. Especially, it's so prevalent right now than ever before in history. There's always been, the alternative lifestyle for some people, but for right now, for some reason, it's really, really prevalent. Like they're pushing, I know they're pushing a certain agenda, but I know part of it is natural as well. And I was thinking maybe it's just because we all have past lives, not all of us, for those of us that have spirits, but we all have past lives, and maybe it's them just recognizing who they were in the past life and they can't escape it. They don't know how to escape that. They don't know how to let that go and live in this life, to learn a lesson from that past life and bring it on to this life in order to help and escape here. So that's what I was thinking about. Women that think they're men, men that think they're women. I was born a woman. I'm a woman in a man's body. I'm a man in a woman's body. You really got to think about that. It's not just something that these people are coming up with. It's something that's, there's some, what's the word I'm looking for? There's some truth to that. That's not the word I'm looking for, but that's the word I'm going to use right now. So yeah, it's just a sign of the times how, their system is coming to a crash, how the Akashic records are coming back to some people, and some people don't know how to access the Akashic records, so they're coming out in ways that they don't know how to control it. So they're going to have to try to control it in a way that we don't know what's going on, if that makes any sense. So the next thing I want to go to is, right, the real fifth dimensional frequency. That's going to defeat these archons, these lower vibrational beings. They're all connected to your machines, your cars, your game systems, all technology of today. It has everything to do with all the 5G towers that they've been putting up. Why have they just recently started putting up the 5G towers? They weren't doing that in the early 2000s, really. There was not like it is today. Everything is 5G. Everything is moving to 5G and has everything to do with the vaccines, especially this vaccine. How many years did you Google it? You can Google it yourself. How many years did they take to come out with the flu vaccine or any sickness vaccine? How many years? And this one it's like they had it prepared. Think about it. And people are just standing in line waiting to get the vaccine. And people have already got the vaccine. I don't know if it's too late for them, but I know it's some sort of contract or it's some sort of DNA downgrade or keep you recessive and keeping you not able to upgrade. It's some sort of, I just haven't figured that part out yet, but I know it's something because they're not going to take they're not going to take children out of school. They're not going to bring people out of work. They're not going to keep you at home or wherever for this certain amount of time. And then, hey, everything's opening back up now. Everything's good. You can go back to work. It's not going to happen that way. They don't bring, and everything they teach you is about education. Oh, go to school. Go to, get in so-called education. You're not learning anything. Get a real education. But they're not going to bring children, real little children, out of school. It's like, come on, think about it. So yeah, it has everything to do with the vaccines, the 5G towers, the food, the air, the water, the weed you smoke is all indoor. They're spraying it with chemicals. They're using electricity for sunlight. Think about that. Electricity is the lowest form of energy you can get. Electricity is slow down magnetism. When you get into magnetism, you get into orgone energy, and that's natural sun energy, natural sun people. So they want you to smoke weed that has the air conditioners and the electricity. Think about it. Think about the weed you smoke. It's not natural. And Google where weed comes from. Cannabis. Canis major, Canis minor. That's the Sirius star system. Our ancestors have told many, many prophecies and stories about where cannabis really comes from. So they want to control that as well. It's not meant to be smoked. It's meant to be ingested. And nanotechnology. That's all connected to the towers, the vaccines, and the food. Every food and the air you breathe, the food you eat, the water you drink. They started putting fluoride in the water in World War II. Hitler started that, and they brought it over here. And that's to dumb down your pineal gland. So everything that's in the metals, the vaccines, the water, the food, it's metals, it's GMO foods, but it's a lot of metals. Why are they putting so many aluminum, barium? You can Google it, the chemtrails. Why are they putting so much metal into the atmosphere, into your food, into the water you drink? Because they're going to try to rebuild those DNA strands with an unnatural. They're going to try to merge you with AI, and that's part of the mark of the beast. You're going to have a choice to make. So when the towers really activate, when things really get going, and they're going now, and all the people that got the vaccines, you really did the wrong thing. But I hope it's not too late for some of y'all, because I like some of y'all. But that's what it's going to activate. You're going to be moving. You're going to be doing the robot better than rerun. You know what I'm saying? Really. And that's the nanotechnology, forming new DNA strands and forming new cells. Nanotechnology is like tiny. You ever seen The Matrix, where he's trying to get that thing out of his stomach? In different movies like that, Constantine, where Transformers, with the little robots try to get into your skin and all that. That's exactly what nanotechnology is, and that's all connected to everything. That's what they breathe their own life within your anatomy. They're a non biological entity that's in a biological entity that's going to try to make you non biological. Like I said, you're going to be doing the robot better than rerun. And you don't even know how to do the robot, but you're going to be doing it. And that's a portion of the mark of the beast. So, meditate, eat right, have the right intentions, especially if you're a direct descendant of the Almighty Spirit. Melanated people, carbonated people, don't accept that mark. Don't accept that mark. That's just what they're letting us know about, like I said in the other video. Imagine what we don't know about. When 9/11 first happened, there's a lot we didn't know about. What do we know about 9/11 now? Think about it. So that's the mark of the beast that they're showing us. So we're going to have to be prepared. A lot of us are. But the only thing that's going to defeat all that stuff is the fifth dimension, because there is no vibration in the fifth dimension. Think about it. There is no vibration in the fifth dimension. Nothing is everything. Everything is nothing. There's only love. There's no fear. There's no anguish. There's no anxiety. There's no depression. There's no nothing. Imagine if you can feel love all the time. I mean, we do, but we don't feel just that pure energy of love all the time. Because there's different things in different realms that are all constantly attacking us all the time. So the fifth dimension, there's no vibration. It is a vibration, but it's not. Like I said, everything is nothing. Nothing is everything. So when that kicks in, the only thing you're going to feel is love. That's it. And then, only then, will we have a choice to reincarnate. When we get rid of these devils, when we get rid of their system, like we had back in the day, we knew how to get up out of here with access to our Akashic records and our past lives, karma and dharma. We knew how to get up out of here. So we'll have a choice to go on to do better things or come back here and continue to do better things and help people get out of here. And come back here because we love life, living life so much. We love nature. We love all this stuff. But the way the road is today, we don't even know what we're doing. We don't know how to get up out of here. Some of us do. But we'll have a choice like we used to have. Like I said, you can either pass, transition, and go on to do better things. Not, but I don't want to say better things, but go on to do different things, you know. Or come back here and just do it again because we love and come here. So we love coming here so much and helping people. So you really got to think about it. And another point I wanted to make is there's a lot of man-made diseases out there with no cure, supposedly no cure. But an ancient African proverb and ancient, you can go all down the line from Asia to Mesoamerica to the Americas to everywhere. There's proverbs that say there's natural remedies, there's natural herbs and holistic medicines. There's a cure for every so-called disease. Why do you think we used to live to be 1,000 years old? Why do you think we used to have access to 100% of our brains? We only have access to 10 now. Why do you think we're down to 2 strands of DNA when we used to have 12 or 13? How do you think we built the pyramids and put all those stones in place? We didn't use machines. What do you think we used? We had machines back then, yeah, but what do you think we used? Think about it. So big pharmaceutical, everything is man-made, and they make money off of death. They're not going to cure anything. They're going to suppress it. That's all they're going to do. They're going to attack certain chemicals in your body with unnatural chemicals that's just going to suppress it, and you're going to forget about it. But there's cures for everything. What did Dr. Sebi do? Think about it. Nowadays, we're lucky to live to be 100. That's like infant, being an infant, a newborn, however many thousands of years ago. 100 years old, they passed already? Dang. But we're going to get that back. And we're going to get access to our Akashic records. We're going to know who we are in our past lives. We're going to see what we did wrong. We're going to see what we did right. But like I said, keep your frequency high. Maintain your highest frequency at all times.